Hello wonderful people, Connor Whitmore here again with another video for you on the Nawtystep channel, and today I'm going to be talking about the new EP from Chee, Paralysis Analysis. This is the sophomore Deadbeats EP from South African native Chee, who over the last couple of years has grown to become one of the leading lights in the half-time genre of bass music, working his way up with EPs and albums through labels like Inspected and Saturate before dropping his debut Deadbeats collection Quarter Inch in April last year. A project I placed as my second favourite EP of 2020 and which continues to grow on me more and more as I listen again and again. A true statement maker with the definition and depth of production that he'd become renowned for up to that point, but perhaps offering more on the personality front than he had done in previous collections. And so going into this EP, I wondered simply how would and how could he follow that project up? The answer being it is indeed another hefty dose of Chee wonderfulness, and with it, Quarter Inch is very much followed up in style. Kicking off with Wallflower, which opens up with this beautifully warm wash of sound. A bit of a holy feel to it actually, kinda elevating us to the heavens. It's exhilarating stuff, transitioning perfectly into the first release of the EP, the musicality of which is absolutely stunning. Got these prodding notes kinda darting out at you, and the note choice is spot on for giving it a bit of a vulnerable feel, and it does a really good job of drawing you in, setting a scene, you know, quite chilled, but it leaves a big impression. The returning beat later on is quite nondescript, but it gives a welcomed eeriness, I think. The kind of section that's uncomfortable in a good way, and yeah, just a nice way of rounding up the introductory tune, I think. Feels almost like being taken by aliens into their ship and having them work all sorts of mechanic operations on you, which actually leads me well into the second track here, Lid on the Squid, which talks at the beginning of huge alien creatures seemingly from another world, the reporter plunging us into the vortex of the jumbo squid from the off. Chee really getting into his stride here, the bouncier front that we know and love him for, really shining in this tune. Definition of sound is spot on, musicality fantastic again, the little bad man chirping away in the background, everything here just functions in unison. It's so on point. Gotta love the way the second drop kind of squirms in as well, making the image of the squid that he's trying to present that bit more real. Final sequence on this cut isn't one I'm going to be remembering much going forward, but overall here the flow and detail are available for all to hear, and it's rare that you get heavy bass music that vivid. The midway point here, Fight Club with trap legend Mr. Carmack, is in many ways exactly what you'd want from these two. The main vocal here, which we get right from the very beginning, is attention grabbing to the point that it's almost hypnotic in its delivery. Very captivating, you know, almost entrancing. And the general weight of this tune, in its many forms across the different drops, is nigh on irresistible. You know, the sheer earthiness of the production really keeps you locked in. Which I'd say is just as well, because the ideas here are far from the most exciting on the EP. Not that any of the three drops are bad, you know, you can feel the presence of each one, and I appreciate the differences between them. The atmosphere is maintained throughout. But compared to the other four here, it's a track that to me feels low on individuality, and in need of a spark or a moment of brilliance to make it memorable beyond the brilliant production we get. Yeah, just not as much flair. He does more than make up for that seeming lack on the ideas front with the final two tunes though. Firstly, Operator Bludgeoning, where from the very beginning you can feel things are about to get real. A brooding introduction emerging from below, the power gradually unleashed, before Chee comes through with some of the best heaviness I've heard from him yet. The first drop has everything there is to love about his style in my opinion, just all there on a platter for us to feast our ears on. The dynamic between sounds is great, really well cut, more effective musicality, the swipes are on point, the chopped vocal kind of eschewing its way in. It's just so well done, and the construction of the whole thing is superb. Second drop is kind of like a reduced version of the first one, less heavy, even with more going on in the background. But the way it relayers in this really mechanical way, again, just a good example of being super emphatic without doing too much. And the outro here, I do have to single out because the way it gradually deconstructs is great, and that time-stopping sound right at the very end, I mean, what a way to finish. Yeah, Operator Bludgeoning is a kind of tune where you need a really, really fat breather at the end of it. Especially so because the one after that, the final cut, Turn Up, is another absolute bulldozer of a tune. It's more colossal Chee goodness to finish up here, the main vocal sample in combination with that mouth-clicking snare, and the grungy bits kind of dropped in and the other vocals shouting out. Once again, there's a lot on offer here. The layering, the awareness of where to put every single sound, the textured feel of it, all completely next level. The sound getting progressively thicker in the second half, the final drop on the EP being this invigorating collage of filthy sound. Again, so thick and an appropriate way to finish, really. Because yeah, what Paralysis Analysis is another very impactful collection of unadulterated Chee bangers. I must say though, banger appeal being by no means the only thing, or even the main thing going for it. I mean, yeah, it delivers everything on the heaviness front that we want in the Chee project, but at the same time, he's introduced a vulnerability to his production that we haven't seen much of before. A new way of unleashing his style, a different emotion, providing variation on top of what we love him for already, and he has to be lauded for that. For so much of the EP, it's just him in full flow, and with most collections, you only get that in maybe a couple of moments here and there, if at all, and yet again here we have Chee to a T for pretty much the whole thing. Real body to it overall, the production is rich and textured, lovely bits of musicality giving it character throughout. The attention to detail and timing is mad, an amazing atmosphere to the whole thing, all the introductions and outros are spot on. A couple of detours he goes off on aren't quite as memorable and maybe feel a bit out of place, but in the context of the EP overall, those ideas are swamped out with the production staying that remarkably consistent. Moreover, music aside, one of the best artworks I've seen in a while as well. Loving the abstract imagery that we get here, and it's actually kind of how I feel when I get to the end of the EP each time. Spangled. It's the best kind of intense, you know, the articulation of every sound here, making it feel like it's a part of you. You know, it's big and impressive music without ever feeling like it's going overboard or doing too much. Grown on me a lot already over 7 or 8 listens, and I anticipate it will do a lot more over the course of 2021, and yeah, I did wonder quite how he was going to follow up Quarter Inch, but in truth he has done so with aplomb. Now in terms of my favourite here, then yeah, very difficult. They've all got a lot going for them, but I'd have to say, front to back, Operator Bludgeoning does have the most going for it. For me, in my opinion, as a kind of, you know, progression from introduction to drops, midsection, outro, everything, yeah, it's great. And in terms of recommendations, if you enjoyed the EP, then past Chee, can't really look past that. But if you want something a bit similar and in maybe more of a kind of a dubsteppy way, then Moody Good would be, I think, a good little bit of an alternative, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, if that style, if it's working for you and you want it unleashed in a kind of, you know, sort of different way, then yeah, Moody Good, check him out. But there we have it, my review of the new EP from Chee, Paralysis Analysis. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. What did you guys make of the EP yourselves? Do you have a favourite tune of the 5? Drop all of your views, thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Beyond that, subscribe if you're yet to, hit the bell along the way, and my social media accounts and Discord, as well as the Nawtystep Patreon page are linked below. But yeah, keep it naughty. If it's naughty, then you know, and I shall see all of you legends in the next one. Peace.